Hi, I want to show you how I do my dowel joinery. Everybody knows this from IKEA furniture and many more. Uh, Basically, you put two pieces of wood together, you scribe the lines, and then you have to align your holes with the line. And the way I do it is I made a simple jig. It's simply square steel C-channel, and I've measured between these two faces and find the center and transfer the center so I see it here on the top, so I can align it with my pieces of wood. And then I simply take these two aluminum tubes, and aluminum is good because it does not it's soft, so it's relatively okay to have it in contact with your woodworking tools. It will not dull them as fast as steel tubes might, but yeah, aluminum is kind of nice, and especially these cold rolled steel C channels are not as square as aluminum ones would be. So if you are going to build this, I suggest you to use aluminum. I didn't have aluminum, so I'd use this one that I had on hand. And the way the real trick of this jig is based on the fact that your C channel is already square, and you just press these tubes to the corners of that. And you see, the way I do it is really simple. I have this nut with integrated washer, but you can also use nut with regular washer, doesn't really matter. And it has to press the tubes under angle right to the corner. If the washer would be bigger, it would press only downwards, and the tube would be free to wiggle around side to side. But it doesn't happen if your washer is right size. Also, what's nice about this jig is that you can simply swap different sizes of the tubes. You might use 6mm dowels like I do, but you might very quickly, by unscrewing this nut, swap for 8mm tubes. So yeah, it's quite versatile. And yeah, then you simply clamp it to your workpiece like this. You align the lines with the middle that you've scribed on the jig, and you drill the hole. You can use this stub block, but it's not entirely necessary. And yeah, you drill both holes, you turn it around, drill both holes in here, and you have your joint ready. If you have troubles with alignment, you should definitely use clamp to really hold it to the wood. And another thing you can do is, after drilling first hole, you can insert the dowel and insert it to the jig prior to drilling the second hole. It will make things a bit easier for your alignment. Once all holes are drilled, you simply insert all the dowels and you can put the pieces together. This joint is not very good because the wood was not straight in the first place, so it's just some scrap wood that I use for demonstration. So things I think are bad about this build that I would definitely change is I would not use steel. I would use aluminum for itself, because it's for the body, because it's much more square, and yeah, basically extruded aluminum is as square as you might possibly need in woodworking. So yeah, the cold rolled steel is pretty good as well, but I think the aluminum looks nicer and it's a bit more precise. And another problem I have with this jig is that when I use this acrylic plexiglass, to align, so I can see the line through. That's good, but the acrylic is little bit bendy. It's not very rigid. So next time I would use some kind of steel sheet like this, and I would put in the small window just to see the alignment lines. But yeah, it's much more rigid. It's not going anywhere. It doesn't have that give that plexiglass has. So you can even use more force when you clamping it down, so you don't have to be afraid that you scratch your plexiglass, because obviously it's steel. Yeah, so that's how I'm doing the joinery with a really cheap jig that I basically made from random parts that were lying around my workspace, and yeah, it's very fast to build this. Only only tricky part was to find the right size of the washer. And very nice is that you can quickly swap for smaller or bigger tubes if you need. It's really no problem. Okay, I hope you like it, and if you build it, please comment it down below the video.